Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at how the Swagman Chinook 2-bike platform rack fits on the 2022 Tesla Model Y. The Swagman Chinook is popular because it's a good balance of affordability, has a pretty good weight capacity, and it also works with 1.25" hitch receivers. So in our case here with the Model Y, the 1.25" isn't as important of a feature, but you still might be interested with how it's a compact carrier that is still lightweight. Now, there's some other things with the Model Y that are worth considering, like it does come pretty close to the vehicle. Let's take a look at that. We have this in the folded up position, and you can see that there's about 1 inch of clearance from our mast, well, let's say 1.25" inch of clearance from our mast to our bumper. Our cradles are similarly pretty close, although we still have plenty of clearance to open up our trunk if needed. To get that clearance though, you are going to have to move the cradle as far out as you can get it. And now we have clearance for our trunk to open. So there is about 1/4 inch there. We can now get this open, grab whatever we need from the trunk. This is convenient if you like to leave your bike rack on your vehicle for pretty much all the time, because then you still get all this access without taking this off. With this in the compact position, how compact is it really? Measuring from the bumper to the end of the rack, I have it at about 13 inches of space. So very easy for when you're driving around town and trying to park into a tight spot. But when you're ready to load up your bike, you just pull this lever and the entire thing drops down. Bring the mast up and then open up our straps. And now grab your bike. Then I'm just gonna lower this a little bit by lifting up on that handle and bringing it down, and then bring this up and over. So this has a weight capacity of 45 pounds. So you might have slightly heftier bikes you're loading up on there. So having this ability to move the mast down makes it a lot easier to lift your bikes up. Now just grab your hooks and secure the frame. This comes down, secures that bike right there. You can actually lock those hooks too. You can see that there's a lock cord on there. And that way when your bikes are on, you don't have to use a cable lock. You just lock that frame. These straps come up over your wheel and tighten down. Notice the length of these straps as well as that cushion. That cushion is there to secure your wheel, and the length of the straps allow for wider tires. Notice how the cradles are shaped, so whether you have your thin road bike tires or your wider tires of up to 3 inches, this can accommodate them. Also, as long as you adjust that knob in the back, you can slide these back and forth for different wheelbases. So the maximum wheelbase you can carry with this rack is up to 50-inch long wheelbase. And this is what it's going to look like when you have your bike loaded. If you have 2 bikes loaded, it's still going to be pretty compact. In fact, the length this adds to the back of our car is going to be from our bumper to the end of the cradle, 23 inches. Now, for longer handlebars, it'll take up more space than that. Something to consider when you're backing into your garage or trying to park into that tight spot. But what about your trunk? With a bike in the way, you can't open it, but you can actually tilt the rack away. So remember that lever we pulled earlier? We'll pull that again, but this time let the entire rack drop down to a tilt. You can open up your trunk, reach in there, grab your helmets, grab your waters. This is also like a good spot to change your shoes. And when you're done, just bring it back down, and then you lift the bike rack up and it snaps into place and you're ready to drive again. So this fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver. We do have an 1.25" shank, but we have that included 2-inch adapter. And then we have an anti-rattle bolt with a lock on the end. This is pretty hidden inside of your hitch receiver, so I wouldn't really worry about it. But just to secure it, those keys are key to like to the lock cores on your handles. so the ones that are holding down your frame. That way you only need to use one key to access both your bike rack and your bikes. Now I also use a 3/4 inch socket wrench to tighten that down. We can use the included tool with this rack if you want. It is a solid fit. You still have full visibility of your license plate, your tail lights, and your rear window when it's in the compact position, and it's pretty easy to store inside of your garage. Now, if you want more weight capacity, you may want to check out the Swagman E-Spec instead. That might give you a bit more capacity with a very similar design. But if you want something that's even lighter than this, check out the Hollywood Rack's Destination, which is still pretty small. That was a look at the Swagman Chinook 2-bike platform rack on the 2022 Tesla Model Y.